leaving Cape Fear, North Carolina, heading to Cape Lookout, North Carolina. We decided to leave at night because it's 112 nautical miles. And if we average it, I want to arrive during the day because we have to do some sight driving into the channel. And that's the only way we can do it. When we're living at 8 knots, sometimes you just got to leave and drive all night. Get there at the right time. And the tides are just right. We got a pretty full moon, so the tides have been ripping in and out. And look, it's a shark. Look, honey, it's a shark.
Oh, wow.
So we had a nice time in Cape Fear. It was a little stressful going in and being around people. You could feel the tension and stuff going on. I don't know, I didn't like it. We rushed in real quick, got some sodas, some waters, La Croix, and then got some sleep. Got the hull scrubbed because I'm not getting in this water. I know I'm a commercial diver. I know. We just paid a dude. He came and did it today. And the boat's going pretty fast now. We're right at slack tide, slack high tide, and we'll be going around Cape Fear at sunset. The moon should be up till about 3, so that gives us only 2 hours of in the dark. But by that time, we should be out in the middle of nowhere. So Julia and I will take 3-hour shifts until daylight, and then we'll be grumpy monkeys in the morning, and hopefully anchor up in like the most beautiful little bay. Hopefully it's not too crowded. Well, check this sunset out. We got the Sahara sunsets. Yeah, it's saying 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon we should arrive if we do 6-6, and I think we should hold that. We should be able to get a little bit of wind here and there. It's either going to be a lot of wind or no wind, so I went with the no wind. Supposed to be having some thunderstorms and stuff coming through the area for the next little while. So they're just south of us now. We got a little bit of it. All in all, it's a nice little adventure inland. Now we're back out to the sea. Okay?
That's right.
All right. Coming into Cape Lookout, I think we had a little shoaling here with the red channel markers behind the point. I think that's how they had it designed. But that's how it is. It's super awesome. What are you doing up there?
I'm
Good.
good.
Cape Lookout, the inner channel. You can actually read the water. It's kind of nice. Here, I gotta drive.
So we found this great little spot on the inner bight of Cape Lookout, away from most of the other boaters and some of the mayhem that was going on. It was 4th of July after all. So we anchored up, played some dominoes. James won, of course, and just enjoyed the downtime. I got in some yoga practice, and James played around with our new drone. So let's check out some of the footage and see how we did.
Shut up, shut it out!
Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make a Lost Cat lemonade chiller. So, first you start with one of these Lindy's homemade lemonade chillers, and you cut it in half. Okay, so I've got the knife out here. And then you take that half and you put it inside a cup. And it looks like a cool shape. Pour in some vodka. All disclaimer, James does not drink vodka, but I do, so cheers to that. And then some pineapple juice on top. Now you've got a Lost Cat lemonade chiller. So James always makes my drinks a little bit better. So what did you just add to my chiller?
Fresh basil.
Fresh basil. Now he's muddling it.
basil, better lost cat, whatever you called it.
Lost cat lemonade chiller.
Oh, I love it. Look out, Independence, here we come. Try that. You didn't fall in or anything. Whoa! Happy 4th of July!
Woo, happy 4th of July! From North Carolina.
North Carolina, Cape Lookout. Lookout weekend, here we come.
Sea turtles here, they come up at night. We have mostly all loggerhead sea turtle, a couple of greens. But they all nest at night, so anywhere between sunset and sunrise, they'll come up, lay their eggs, and go back. She came up, I would say, this way. Looks like she kind of, like, you can see how it's going down, so she made a body pit and she like laid here for a while, so she might have dug, laid some eggs, covered them up, and then she went out this way. This whole area I'm gonna like dig out just to make sure and see if there are any eggs or not.
Oh, cool.
How big are they?
Like the eggs?
Yeah.
Or, they're kind of like a ping pong size.
Okay.
Oh, they like literally look like.
Are they hard?
Nope, they're softer.
And how long is the gestation period before they hatch?
It all depends. It's all like temperature. Usually if they're laid in the beginning of the season, like May, it'll take them like a little longer just because it's not as hot out.
Yeah.
But if it's hotter, then it won't take as long.
So they lay eggs throughout for months. They show
yeah,
up.
so they'll keep laying. They usually start in May, and we'll keep patrolling like through September, even into October. Usually if the nests are laid that late, they don't really like make it.
Right.
But they'll still like get random nests.
4th of July, I'm gonna screw them all up with all the lights.
So I hit this soft spot right here. That was me. Did we find some eggs?
Wow, look at that.
So yep, so she made
Turtle
a little
eggs.
egg.
That's so cool. You ever seen turtle eggs before?
So I will be taking one out. We do a DNA sample with it. So one egg does get sacrificed, and we just like crack it and just kind of like toss the yolk in the ocean. But then we save the eggshell, and all those get sent in to a lab. I can't remember the exact school, but it's here in North Carolina. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, they're all doing it where they collect an egg. And that's just DNA study, so you can see like that female, how many nests has she like laid and where and how successful those nests
That's awesome.
Oh,
have
wow.
been. So yeah, just from that eggshell you can tell like how many different females are nesting and all that.
That's
it's a lot of
awesome.
information
What a great
that you
database.
can get from it. Yeah, so it's a good thing to have.
Very
an
cool.
Egg. It's a nest.
So now we know they're here. Now it can be marked.
Perfect. The Ocracoke inlet buoy. We have it on Navionics. And giving our relative position to our final destination. Here. Look at this. radar overlay synced up. Pretty good. See the radar is hitting that vessel out there, which is, the hell are they towing? And then the radar hit it, and AIS is signaling that there's a vessel. This is what we use to navigate. So Navionics, you run a course, they'll give you a time to destination, all that good stuff. And then while we're running, I generally zoom this in with radar on to get a close proximity. Oh, see it or not. Hey, 60. And then I have Julia steer to it. They almost match. That's fine. And down here is our wind indicator. This is apparent wind. See we're close haul. Sails in. Close, tight. There's that boat that was on AIS. Honey, what is that? You're right, it looks like a hotel being towed.
It's huge, whatever it is.
And then our radio has our relative position, speed over ground, also has AIS, which these are the boats that are in range of AIS. This Challenger, which is 2.5 miles on a bearing of 107. It's going to be that guy, Challenger. Speed over ground is 7.5 knots, towing that big bad boy, honey. And then you can run through all the boats in the area. So you can keep track of where everybody's at, and then you keep track of where you're at.
We're heading to the dot.
Heading to the dot. Okeechobee. What is it? Is it Okeechobee?
Ocracoke.
Ocracoke Island. Big Bobby D.
That's my dad.
Yeah, he suggested we go here. So Julia brought it up. I looked at it and said, let's go. Left at 5 in the morning so that we can make this tide. We didn't make it perfect, but it could be a lot worse. We're about 2 hours after high tide, so the tide's going to start running when we get in there. I might do a time lapse of us entering it. Looks like it's pretty exciting and shallow, but the harbor looks cool.
Yeah.
I just made reservations for a week in their really cool island, so stay tuned. Ocracoke Inlet was subject to a lot of shoaling. Basically, all the red cans were incorrect. You had to stay right on top of the greens. A couple of local boats called me on the radio, made sure I knew that information, and one boat even stopped and said, follow us, we'll lead you in. So thank you guys. I think local knowledge was definitely a key factor in transiting this inlet safely, and also coming in at high tide with lots of good overhead sun. Anchorage in Marina, Anchorage in Marina, Anchorage in Marina. This is Oscar 09.
Okay, and the Anchorage, that you come in over like there.
Yes sir, that's us. We're all set up to come into starboard side. Oh, not the, you don't want the spring line?
I'm going to get that back spring on, because that current's going to try and take you ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, Barry will sit in gear right there. He tries to pull you on ahead. Get you ahead. Get there. Where you guys get on and off? You got like 6 feet. That's fine. Where's it good for you guys to get on and off from?
Right here at this starboard side of the purple area.
Does that look good?
Yeah, it looks great.
Or,
I'm into that. That fender's almost. That fender, oh. That fender's almost perfect.
and much. And if you can, it's got like a long line. I'll take it probably from the opposite side there. Go like around, you know what I'm saying? Keep that stern in.
So our docking went pretty smooth. I had Julia set up all 4 of our fenders on the starboard side. Just guesstimating where the posts will be. This isn't a floating dock, so we'll ride up and down on those pilings. Tide's about 2 feet, so it wasn't too bad. I would have preferred to put the aft spring line on as the first line to act as a brake and also pull us into the dock, but dock guy wanted stern line first, so he got the stern line first. Eventually we put forward spring, aft spring, bow and stern lines, and I added an additional stern line from the port side all the way to the dock to keep our stern from blowing out from the westerly winds that came through the harbor. But again, nice and smooth. Prudent prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Another reason we moved up from Cape Lookout to Ocracoke was I was watching a low pressure moving up the coast, and it worked out perfect. We jumped ahead of it and arrived just as the low passed over us and eventually turned into Tropical Storm Faye. So sometimes it's good to be lucky, and sometimes it's just good to be good.
In September 2019, Ocracoke was hit hard by Hurricane Dorian. The storm moved quickly and left the island ravaged. Waters from the Pamlico Sound spilled over the island, flooding homes and destroying businesses. Ocracoke is still in recovery mode, but the community is strong and resilient. We set out on foot to visit some local businesses. Top of our list was Zilly's, a gourmet shop where we stocked up on cheese and wine and lounged on their front porch, which was complete with Wi-Fi. Next, we stopped into the Ocracoke Seafood Company, where we purchased locally caught fish that James served up for us that night.
Tilefish, almond, and parmesan. Sea scallops. There's 1. There's 2. Nobody. Mask on. So we just respooled the Pen 60 with some 50 pounds. So I stepped it up 10 pounds and put it full this time. So next time we catch a big fish, we'll be able to land it.
Right.
Oh, not oyster shucker. I'm anticipating shucking some oysters. Let's go to the beach. Enjoying the beach?
Yeah.
Come on, eggs.
Join us next time as we leave Ocracoke in high seas that's almost too much for the captain to handle.